the FIFA World Cup, where legends are born and history is written. But sometimes, the beautiful game delivers moments that no one saw coming. Giant teams brought to their knees, underdogs rising against impossible odds, and last-minute miracles that left the world stunned. From shocking early exits to Cinderella stories that defied the odds, we're counting down the top 10 most shocking upsets in World Cup history. Get ready for jaw-dropping moments that prove anything can happen on football's biggest stage. But just before we start the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more epic football moments, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Number 1. Leicester's Premier League title. 2015-16 Premier League. On a list dominated by individual matches, Leicester City topped the rankings with their 38-game-long upset throughout the 2015-16 Premier League season. The Foxes, who narrowly avoided relegation in the previous season, were given odds of 5,001 to win the title at the start of the campaign. They defied the bookmakers to finish top of the table, 10 points ahead of Arsenal in second place. From start to finish, the likes of Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, and N'Golo Kante toyed with the opposition as if it were a training match. Claudio Ranieri cemented his legacy as one of the greatest Italian managers in Premier League history, whilst the fans reveled in a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Number 2. Greece 1-0 Portugal. Euro 2004 Final. The Euros is one of the hardest competitions in the world to win. It requires immense luck and skill, but in 2004, Greece provided hope to the rest of the continent that anything is possible. Host nation, Portugal, who had a young and eager Cristiano Ronaldo, were expected to win the tournament, particularly after beating England in the quarterfinals. It all went wrong in the showpiece fixture. A 57th-minute goal from Werder Bremen forward Angelos Charistes gave Greece the lead and silenced the home crowd, before they held on until full-time despite Portugal's best efforts. They were champions of Europe, and it was almost unbelievable. Number 3. San Marino 1-0 Liechtenstein. Beating Liechtenstein in a game may not seem like much of a significant event, or even to qualify as an upset. But when you consider the context of San Marino's victory over them back in September 2024 in their Nations League clash, it really does beggar belief. Nico Sensoli's winner in the second half of the contest meant that the home side secured their first victory in over 20 years, 140 matches to be exact. That was also against Liechtenstein, but in a friendly, whereas this win meant San Marino secured their first ever competitive victory. Before the game, they had lost a whopping 196 of the 206 fixtures they had played. A population of around 33,000 witnessed one of the country's greatest ever sporting achievements. Number 4. Saudi Arabia 2-1 Argentina. 2022 World Cup. Saudi Arabia's shock win against Argentina at the 2022 World Cup had to feature on this list. The Asian Giants' record at World Cups has never been impressive, which is mildly surprising considering the success of their club sides in continental competitions. As the group stages kicked off, Argentina were the firm favorites for the entire tournament, let alone the opening game, but they were quickly given the fright of their lives. Lionel Messi, one of the greatest players of all time, opened the scoring with a penalty in the 10-minute before Salah Al-Shehri and Salim Al-Dossari gave Saudi Arabia the lead in the second half. Argentina were unable to hit back, leading to stunning celebrations in the crowd. No one could truly believe it, yet the South American nation recovered to eventually win the tournament. Number 5. England 1-2 Iceland. Euro 2016. England are on the wrong end of this list twice. Maybe it sums up their international luck, and their darkest hour came in 2016. In the south of France, the traveling English fans were having the time of their lives, but that quickly ended with a defeat to Iceland in the second round of Euro 2016. After scraping through the group stage, the Three Lions were still expected to cruise past the minnows. When Wayne Rooney, one of the greatest English players of all time, gave them the lead, everything seemed to be comfortable. But two quick-fire goals from Iceland delivered a sucker punch to England's glass jaw. From that point onwards, the tiny nation defended valiantly as the Three Lions failed to muster a meaningful chance. Roy Hodgson resigned at full time out of embarrassment more than anything else. Number 6. Wigan 1-0 Manchester City. 2013 FA Cup Final. The FA Cup, the oldest football competition in the world, is steeped in history and drama. For lower league teams, it offers a vital financial lifeline and some of the most important matches of the season. In 2013, Wigan Athletic were battling relegation at the bottom of the Premier League. Despite eventually going down, they enjoyed a historic FA Cup run. In the final, they faced Manchester City, favourites to win. However, City were unsettled by news that Manuel Pellegrini would replace Roberto Mancini. Wigan capitalized on the tension. Pablo Zabaleta was sent off, giving the Latics more hope. Riding their luck, Wigan held on until Ben Watson scored a dramatic late header from a corner, sealing a famous victory. Number 7. Denmark 2-0 Germany. Euro 1992 Final. Denmark only appeared at Euro 1992 because Yugoslavia were expelled from the tournament a few weeks beforehand. Naturally, they were expected to struggle. The odd analyst predicted them to reach the knockout stages, but no one thought they would win it. However, the Danes finished second in their group thanks to a draw with England and a 2-1 win over the French, which saw them start to dream. Richard Müller-Nielsen's team beat the Netherlands on penalties in the semi-finals and then comprehensively outplayed the Germans in the final, earning a 2-0 win. A final goal from Kim Vilfort sealed a memorable victory. It's the greatest night in the nation's sporting history, and they came close to replicating it at Euro 2020. Number 8. USA 1-0 England. 1950 World Cup. Going back decades, the USA completed a remarkable upset at the 1950 World Cup. After winning their first group stage match 2-0 against Chile, England were expected to cruise past their opponents from the other side of the Atlantic, but what followed shocked the world. To provide an extra layer of context, the USA had conceded 45 goals across 7 successive defeats, leading into their World Cup match against the Three Lions. The team of amateur and semi-professional players pulled off a shock 1-0 victory. The goal was scored by Joe Getjens, an accounting student who also washed dishes in a restaurant. It's forever remained a painful day for England, even if it happened more than 70 years ago. Number 9. 1988 FA Cup Final. At the end of the 1987-88 season, Liverpool sat top of England's top flight, while Wimbledon were 7th. On paper, the Dons' FA Cup triumph might not seem like a major upset. However, with their famously rough and direct style, Wimbledon had bulldozed their way up the football pyramid. In contrast, Liverpool were known for their attractive, fluid football and were the dominant force of the 1980s. Kenny Dalglish's side had just romped the Division I title and were aiming to complete the double. But Wimbledon had other plans. Lori Sanchez scored a brilliant header in the first half, and he and his dog teammates held on. BBC commentator John Motson summed up the shock perfectly at full time with his iconic line, "The crazy gang have beaten the culture club." Number 10. Bayer Leverkusen's unbeaten domestic season. 2023-24 Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen defied logic to win the Bundesliga and DFB Pokal without tasting defeat throughout the 2023-24 campaign. The unheralded club based on the banks of the Rhine were tipped to potentially qualify for the Champions League, but from the first match to the last, they were one of the best teams in Europe. Under Xabi Alonso's leadership, who is one of the most highly regarded coaches in the world, they played exciting and attacking football that no one had believed to be possible. Leverkusen comfortably secured Bundesliga glory for the first time in their history with a handful of games remaining, before beating Kaiserslautern in the DFB Pokal final. They did go on to lose the Europa League final 3-0 to Atlanta, but it took nothing away from their overall achievements. And there you have it. Some of the biggest World Cup upsets that left fans speechless. Which one shocked you the most? Or did we miss a moment that deserves a spot on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more incredible football moments, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Football is unpredictable, and that's what makes it beautiful. See you in the next video.